What's up guys, Anfield here. Welcome back to a new video. So as promised, this is the Sand River game from the Super Conquer. If you watched the previous video, I did mention that I was thinking about doing this one to see if you guys were interested. And plenty of you guys were interested in seeing this one sort of dissected, as it were. So yeah, Super Conquer Assault on Sand River, which is a very poorly designed map for Assault. I actually don't mind this map on Standard, but Assault is pretty awful. However, defense is the side that you want because it is the side far likelier to win. It's almost impossible to win this from the offensive side. You have to do like some crazy coordinated pushes around here while also like pressuring this area or going around here maybe, or diving the middle. I don't. Either way you look at it, you need to rely on pubs to help you. And relying on pubs to help you, as you guys well know, is not a good idea. Now, as you can see here, this is the initial stages of the battle, but we have already mediums going over into this mid. Now, Super Conquer has a great turret, and it also has great gun depression, so you could take it into the middle, and it would do quite well. The problem is the Super Conquer is very slow. There's one artillery, and it's already kind of going to be busy over there, and I don't really want to get in people's way while also having the artillery sort of have a wet dream about clicking me as well as some mediums at the same time. So rather than being an artillery bargain sale, I decided that I'm going to go over here. The reason for that is my other option that's not the middle and not being like in here or maybe in here is to camp over here in this position, which is basically to prevent people from pushing around up here. The reason you can't really push around up here, if you go over this side and go up here, is because basically you get shot from the middle too easily. So basically as you're pushing over here and you're trying to deal with these tanks, these guys are shooting you in the behind, which is not something you really want. So you have to have like some crazy coordination where you have people in the mid sort of slightly pressuring but not overexposing, and then people behind you shoot across here while you try to push up. It's incredibly difficult without having this middle area pushed. The other way it can work is have people come down here and pressure, but either way it requires more coordination than most pubs are willing to do. So I'm going to basically go over here, which is a nice little ridge line. There's like some sand dunes here that you can watch this whole line. And it's not like incredibly artillery protected, but it is, you know, there are areas you can dive into to protect yourself from artillery and basically prevent them from doing any serious push over there. Unfortunately, this map often devolves into sort of a camp fest. And even if you do go mid, sometimes there's an issue where you basically have TDs back here, especially if there's SCRVs. Because this tank is definitely a great idea wargaming. You can't see it, it's just going to sit in there, it's going to farm you, and the same happens over here. They just sit in the back, you can't see them, they farm you. So it's quite punishing sometimes to be in the mid as well, especially if there is an artillery and you're a slow tank like a Super Conqueror. So I'm going over here. Now, you can immediately notice that there's already tanks in here, which is fine, but we have tanks camping back here. I don't really know what this 50B in the TVP's play is, I have to be honest with you. I guess the 50B thinks he's going to snipe. Not like super stupid, but a little unusual. TVP, I really don't understand his play. Obviously, the TDs are being TDs. But then we also have this T57 heavy that's back here. I'm a little annoyed about that already, but, you know, whatever. Puppies be puppies, I guess. So I'm going over here. Now, this is the complete opposite. If you remember the last battle in Corellia, the video I made, I chose to not go to a position specifically because I would be alone with a little bit of backup, and that, you know, was suicide. So you may be watching this and thinking, well, hang on, Anfield's going over here and he's alone. There's like a leopard here, and I guess the SCRV has Overwatch, but I'm alone over here. Like, it's a complete contradiction of what I said the last battle. However, the reason I'm doing this is because of the fact that it's very difficult for the enemy team, and also quite rare for them to actually push up the zero line, especially in the early stages of the game. So if there's a tank there, it's I suppose especially counter. What's the word I'm looking for, guys? No, it's not coming to me. This is great commentary, by the way. Professional. Oh, look at this pixel shot. This is gorgeous. Super Conqueror all the way. Anyway, basically counters any fancy ideas that the enemy team has pushing out the zero line, which is my way of saying I don't remember the word I was trying to think of. But yeah, basically, if you go down here, you can get to this little dune and you can overwatch this. And if there's a tank there, usually people don't want to push, is what I'm getting at. Although the Super Conqueror is quite slow, so that's the only thing that's getting in my way. If I was an IS-7, I would already be over here, ready to sort of prevent that push. But Super Conqueror, a little bit slower, so yeah. Don't quite get here to stop them from getting any ideas. But as you can see here, immediately Super Conqueror here. So this is a bit of a problem in some ways, but I'm not worried yet. The IS-7's here. I'm not sure if he's going to push with him. But you can see that there's not anything over here because the STRV has moved over, and that's already concerned me, but I've already committed at this point. I could have camped back here, but the problem with camping back here is that if they decide to push over here, which they're free to do so if they get to this position at that point, then there's absolutely nothing that can help me because of this ridge line here. They're tucked in, no artillery, no TDs, nothing can help me. So at this point, if I get them here, the middle can shoot them, and if the SRV actually comes back over, he can shoot them as well. So I'm going to go for the tracks here, which is the selfless play to try and prevent the Super Conqueror from making it over here. And I'm hoping that the artillery will pay attention. I already did actually tell the artillery to do something about this, and I've done it again where I've moved the replay the wrong way. I already told the artillery to actually pay attention to this, but he doesn't seem interested in helping me. So that's a little bit annoying. I do have tanks over here, but they're more interested in this IS-7, I guess, that's pressuring them than actually shooting across and dealing with this guy. The artillery never shoots over here, or at least not over this guy. Once in this battle, I think he hits the 183, but that's about it. So, nice little wiggle there. The Super Conqueror tilts me a little bit because I didn't get the track, but you can see at this point I'm slightly concerned because IS-7 is here and I'm here. Now, I'm not worried about taking any damage from the Super Conqueror because he can't really do anything about me. But if they do decide to push, I'm going to have a bit of a problem. So my number one goal is to do as much damage to the Super Conqueror before the IS-7 has time to respond. If I can do 2-3 shots to the Super Conqueror, then even if the IS-7 pushes me, I can kill the Super Conqueror and turn the fight on the IS-7, and I can still win due to my DPM and my ability to sort of play this kind of area. Like, you can always outplay an opponent like an IS-7 because it's such a clunky tank and it doesn't maneuver very well. So you can sort of back up down here and do all sorts of things, which is why this area is kind of fun for a tank like the Super Conqueror. So I'm going to go road wheel shots here. Do as much damage to Super Conqueror. So the IS-7 moves up, and at this point I'm thinking, shit. This is going to be a problem. But fortunately for me, the IS-7 is so worried about being shot from behind. Now, I also think the other thing that bothers this IS-7... That's actually kind of cool. Look at that. I am so good at this. Look how good I am. I'm so professional. Anyway, I think the IS-7 is also concerned there might be tanks back there. There's no possible way they could know that because they don't have full vision behind there. So they may believe that there's tanks over there. Now you can see that these tanks may be moving over to help me. I've been asking for help consistently, and eventually puppies usually do respond at some point. So, you know, I'm just trying to basically ask for some backup and assistance. And I think this IS-7 is concerned that I already have it, which I should, but I don't. But you can see at this point the IS-7 is moving over here, so I'm feeling more and more confident as time goes on because I've already done a lot of damage. So at this point, let's say the IS-7 pushed me. I would still be able to kill the Super Conqueror while the IS-7 was desperately trying to do damage to me. I would kill the Super Conqueror, and the only thing that would really kill me is if he set me on fire. Now that's the biggest problem, but RNG is RNG. I have to hope that that doesn't happen, but I can kill the Super Conqueror even if the IS-7 pushes me, and you know, other than like Amarak fire, I'm going to kill this IS-7 even if he does push me at this point. So, feeling really confident though, because IS-7 is just like watching this happen, which is hilarious to me. He's just like watching his buddy die, and it's quite sad. I mean, I'm amazed, to be honest with you, because they both push together. Look at the Super Conqueror, looks back helplessly at the IS-7 and doesn't do anything about it. Which I thought was quite funny at the time. But, yeah. HE-based tanks, right? So a Foch hits me but bounces, so I know a Foch is back there. The 183 I can see, but you know, I'm not super concerned about the Foch, but I am a little bit concerned about him overmatching the turret, so I'm just going to go up and down, back up and jiggle a little bit, try to make sure I'm as difficult for that Foch to do damage to as possible. I know where the Foch is, he's back there. Nothing I can really do about it. IS-7, not sure how he penned me. I think he penned my gun mantlet, to be honest with you. But you can see at this point now, I do actually have the backup I've been asking for, so there's no risk to me other than the artillery and the 183 hitting me again. I'm pinging the 183, asking people to shoot him. He's just making an open cross, but I don't think they're that interested. The SCRV isn't that far away, but maybe he doesn't want to move up to try and get the shots because maybe he's shooting the middle stuff. I don't know. You can see these guys are pressuring them, so I know I'm going to get no help from the middle, but at this point it really doesn't matter. I don't need the help. I can clear this on my own, so I'm not really concerned by not having any assistance from the middle. It's not a big deal to me at this point because I've already won this fight. It's amusing to me that these guys are just camping back there. That was a really freak shot, to be honest with you. I went for like, I think I hit the lower plate, but I went for the upper front plate, and also I missaw that. Unfortunately, I do have slightly higher ping. Well, not slightly higher, like 80 more ping on this server than I do on EU. Please move my account, Wargaming. Please and thank you. IS-7 easy farm, and IS-7 on my team has begun to move up. And the T-57 is still camping back there. It's not a big deal. I don't need his help. There's a Leopard back there, but that, again, not a problem to have a Leopard back there whatsoever. And IS-7 is now on 7 HP. 183 is tucked in behind there, but not a big deal. So I go for like that little cheeky shot, but I wasn't, very hopeful for it. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to happen for me. Dealing with this IS-7. He's behind the rocks, so it's going to be difficult, but that's why I bring the 2 Hesh rounds, is for that sort of situation. So you can see now I've begun to switch to my Hesh rounds. I tell this IS-7 one sec because, I'm just going to be able to kill this guy soon anyway. So there's the Hesh round, just to make sure I get the kill. The Leopard did actually shoot the side of my turret there. Cheeky little shot, but, it was nice to get rid of the IS-7 at least. But you can see this battle is basically a formality at this point. We are doing well. This IS-7 is going to get this in the face. But since he took that shot for me, it's very nice of him. I'm going to take the opportunity to shoot the 183 while the IS-7 is taking all the damage. Leopard does try to shoot me. I'm going to go for the kill here. I should have just shot the upper front plate. I was worried that I would low roll, so I wanted to track him so he didn't move that far. I thought he was going to turn around and back up after my next shot, but he just sort of stays there anyway. So, oh well. See, this is what I thought the 183 was going to do, so I went for the track. I thought he was going to back up around here, which would mean I would have to like try and come up over here, which would leave me exposed. 183 didn't do that though. He just sort of sat there continuously, so that's why I went for the track, but I should have just gone from the upper front plate and hoped RNG didn't screw me with a low roll. But it's not a big deal. 183 takes even more damage, so at this point I'm thinking, well, go back to Hesh then, The reason I go for Hesh is just basically because I don't want to take anything, a freak bounce, a freak track absorb shot, anything like that means I die in that situation. So that's why I loaded Hesh there, just to make sure. I don't think Hesh is overly useful in the Super Conqueror. Like, Hesh is for the 183 and the F4005s. I don't think it's that great on other tanks. However, I will use it occasionally on things like Grill 15s, and other cheeky shots like that. Or in this case, I used it on tanks that were low HP and I didn't want to rely on RNG to make sure I got the kill. So the reason I'm able to move up here basically is that I'm no longer lit. The Foch wouldn't be able to see me unless he has like maybe binocs. But it means I can safely come across here because the Leopard 1's no longer in this position because obviously he's over there now. So I knew that this was going to be safe to move over here. And then the 57's like, here Anfield, do you want some more damage? And I'm like, yeah fam, I'll take some more damage. So I'm just dealing with this 57. So basically, this is the end of the battle. A little bit of farm here at the end, but I think it's about an 8,000 damage game, which is pretty decent. And it went really well, all things considered. And I took a play that basically was high risk, high reward. I say high risk. I mean, it was only high risk because they pushed. I mean, usually people don't push so aggressively so early. But even though they did, I was able to handle the situation, play on their hesitation, and basically farm them. So fortunately for me, the 183 gets lit here, and I'm able to get a little bit of extra damage at the end. I also got blind damage on that Leopard once, so it was a decent game in the end for me. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this one because it was different from the other one in the sense that the other battle I didn't go there because I knew that I was going to get killed if I was to be on a flank that was so undermanned with little tier 8s with me to back me up. Whereas in this was a different type of flank, and the reason I wanted to highlight this battle was because of that. When you look at a battle like this, you have to understand the difference between this and Corellia. The difference here is that this position is rarely easy to push because it's so open. I mean, usually there's tank destroyers back here. The middle shoots you. The enemy team got away with it. They shouldn't have got away with it, but they did. But it was still okay. And even after all of that, overcoming the fact that they got really lucky that they didn't get shots when I was tracking that Super Conqueror, for example, even despite all that, I was still in such a strong position back there that I could hold it alone. Now, yes, if 10 of their tanks had pushed over there, I would have been dead. But, I mean, that's the kind of risk you can afford to take. However, the Corellia battle, that is a flank that is very easily pushed and very likely to have a lot of tanks. So that's the difference between the two. So I just wanted to sort of highlight that. Now, these kind of, like, high-risk positions, you don't want to take them all the time. It's kind of one of those things where you don't want to risk it too much most of the time, but in a full tier 10 battle, you have to find your niche and you have to find an area where you can farm effectively. Now, the difference here, if this had been a tier 8 battle when I was tier 10 and there's tier 8s on my team, then I would have played the middle probably. And the reason for that is that I will be able to get a lot of damage out there and I'll be able to flex from any part of the map with my super heavy. So from this position, I can deal with all over the map and be able to do damage output and also get to areas that might need backup. If this was a tier 8 game and I'd gone over here, I might not have seen anything and my gun could have been out of the game. Whereas this is a full tier 10 game. I'm not the top tier in the sense that I'm one of the few tier 10 heavies, So that's one of the other things you might want to consider. In a tier 8 game, you can take a more aggressive position, a riskier position, which would have been over here with the artillery, but you should have been okay because, tier 10. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the battle. Obviously, the Artie goes down. I don't kill the Artie, unfortunately, because he's already down there. But the battle went pretty well, and ultimately, the risk, so to speak, was actually paid off in the end. So yeah, that's the end of the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed. Unfortunately, these edited videos, while I enjoy making these types of videos, and I prefer making this level of content, where I do more serious commentary rather than just a stream highlight. For whatever reason, maybe it's the YouTube algorithm. Even though you guys seem to give really good feedback for this stuff, it doesn't seem to get nearly as many views as just uploading a stream highlight, which requires like zero effort. I'm not really sure why that is, and kind of sucks. But I like making these videos, I like making the third Mark videos, but again, like that takes a long time to make even one of those videos. So unfortunately, that's what it is. But I want to make more of this content for you guys, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. And thanks for watching my videos, and I'll catch you next time.